This is the video review for the Power Rangers Time Force Megazord, and this set is really cool. I love the design of these guys. I love what they do with each other. Although I got mine used in a trade a couple days ago and I got the Thunder Megazord. The big problem I have is that I'm missing the cockpit for the red Zord. I'm also missing this Time Force Sword and the Power Rangers that would sit in the cockpits, but I don't care as much about those. However, this is a functional set, and I can show you why this set is a must-have for any Power Rangers fan. So let's start off with the red Zord. It is a space jet, though it's a bit too big and bulky with wingspan too thin for it to really be that nice. I'm not a fan of this one, although I do like the other four. It just sacrifices a bit too much for everything it does, although what it does is quite cool. So to begin, we'll fold this up and fold up the landing gear, and then we'll set this aside for now. Next we have the pink and yellow. They're basically the same mold, though with a slightly different bit around here. How they function is basically the same. What you want to do for these is you want to pull these off, and then we'll just leave these. We'll put these off to the side for now. And what we want to do with these is we'll want to peg them together and put them off to the side. The next we have the blue and green. These are really quite nice. I do like their designs, and I like how much effort they put into differentiating how they look. Different cockpits, different wings, different colors. Now for these, what we want to do is we want to fold up their wings. And you want to take this back landing gear bit, pull this out, fold the landing gear in, fold this in, and push this back in. We'll do the same to the other side. Fold up the wings, fold up the landing gear, and now we're ready to start putting together the first form these guys have. Let me bring everything back in. Oh yes, one thing I forgot with these guys, you want to pull these blue bits down. I always forget this step until after I've put everything together. Now what you want to do is you want to take these fists and wrap them around these bits here. And this little tab will go into that clip there. So push them in and push that down. Next, what we will do is we will take, let's see, the green one is on the, well, it's on the right side when it's facing towards you, and you're going to clip it on here and here. So, click, click, and click, click. And then what we want to do is we want to come to the underside, and these blue things here are going to be, these parts here are going to clip onto the blue parts, and then these parts right here and here on the yellow will clip onto these. So it's a little bit tricky the first couple of times you get it, because you have to make sure that everything lines up just right. But once you get it, you got it. And here's our combined jet mode. Now it's kind of a double-decker jet, and I don't like this thing on the bottom, except it's something that you can do with these bits, and it does allow this thing to roll quite nicely. And this thing isn't quite big and hefty. I really like this kind of Tetra jet mode. It looks really nice, and yeah, it's a cool jet. Now to continue on to the Megazord mode, let's take these all apart. And then what we want to do for right now, let me take most of this stuff off screen. What we want to do right now is we want to take the tail off of the red Zord. What we're going to do is just pop it off. And then what we do is we fold this up, and it almost kind of looks like it'll be a sword. And this would be a pretty cool sword, but no, that's not what happens. What happens is we take this apart, and then we push this into the pink Zord's casing. Clip it together, and then push this back together, and we get a pretty big shield. It's not the most impressive looking shield as far as how it looks, but it would be a fairly functional shield. Yeah, I've done something wrong. Something's not going to get it just right. There we go. This bit here is just a bit too far forward. It wasn't clipped in right. So we'll put the shield off to the side for now. Now we'll bring our parts back in. What we want to do is we want to take the red, pull this down, rotate it to the side, and clip it back in. Pull this down, pull the head out, push this back in, and then there are two little nubs in the back. Push them in, and that will separate the plate surrounding his face. Put this off to the side. With the legs, we'll push the feet forward, pull the hips out, rotate it forward. Do the same to the other one. And we can start standing this guy up. He's not as big as some of the other Megazords, but he's got some heft to it. Fold these bits out, and then take the arms. You want to make sure the red side faces forward. Fold the blue things in, and connect them. And here you have the first Megazord form. Yes, this thing does have multiple Megazord forms, and this really does look quite nice. The way the shield works is lift this up, put it into the hand. I really like this thing. The way this thing is designed is just so cool. I love the jet, I love this mode, and then the other mode's pretty cool too. Now for posability, the arms can go around 360, although this arm here comes off very easily. You also have knees and a thigh swivel. And while you don't have in and out at the thighs, or really up forward and back at the thighs, you can take these off and put them on at an angle like this to simulate thigh articulation. It takes a lot to balance him when you do this, but it is possible to do it. So it takes a bit of parts for him, but he is a bit more articulate than a lot of other Power Ranger figures, especially in the, well, it's just his legs where he's more articulate. Yeah, I told you that thing came off quite easily. Let me go get that. And let's start on the next Megazord mode. What we're going to do is we're going to start taking this guy apart. And then with the red Zord, what we'll do is we'll push the faceplate back together. Pull this down, pop this around, push it up, and then we'll fold this down. And this will be the next torso. Then we'll take the legs, put them in, then open this out, and then take a little itty-bitty arm out. And that will go on here. The same to the other side. That will go on here. And then this is where it gets really interesting. You take the arms, you fold them down like this, rotate it so that this blue part is forward, because this blue area right here is going to face forward, because it's the blue Megazord mode. Then you rotate the foot forward, and then plug it on. Do the same to the other foot. And then you want to make sure that this tab is facing inward, because these will clip together to help hold them stable. And this is the second Megazord mode. It doesn't look as good as the first one, but it looks significantly different, and that's what I like about this. Yeah, I do wish the legs were a bit more beefy, but I am quite happy with this. It looks interesting. It looks very, very different from the first form, which, well, I like that because it gives it a sense that something changed, that something's different, that there's a purpose to having a different mode. Unfortunately, it cannot hold the shield. The peg for the hands is too small. It just kind of hangs there, and, well, I guess it can use a shield, but it's not going to peg in very well. So what you have to do is, the same way that this bit became the landing gear, you want to plug this into his bag. And yeah, that's the way the second Megazord mode works. It's not as nice as the first one, but just having the option to do this is so neat. I love this set because you have the individual spaceship modes, which they're not all great, but they're pretty decent and fun in their own right. You have the combined spaceship mode, which is really cool. You have the first Megazord mode, which looked really nice and had a significant amount of posability. Then you have this, which is, it's just the icing on the cake. I don't put it into this mode very often, but just that they put anything into doing this is really cool. I love this set. Now granted, if I had the cockpit piece for the red Zord here, this would look a lot better, but just even without it, it does look pretty nice. I really like the set, and I do really recommend it. Especially if you can find a complete set. This thing is really cool. It's one of my favorite Zords, Megazords of all time. So yeah, I review Transformers, I review Power Rangers figures, I review Brave figures, I review Marvel figures. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.